Imagine a place darker than outer space, where crushing pressure would flatten you instantly, and creatures glow like living nightmares. That place exists right here on Earth. Welcome to the deep ocean, the most unexplored frontier on our planet. We've mapped more of Mars than our own ocean floor. Down there, beyond the reach of sunlight, evolution has created monsters that seem pulled from science fiction. Today, we're diving 36,000 feet down into the Mariana Trench to meet the bizarre creatures that call the abyss home. Get ready to discover how they survive the impossible, why some glow in pitch darkness, and what makes the anglerfish one of nature's most terrifying hunters. Let's descend into the deep. And our expedition today takes us through 3 crushing zones of the deep sea. First, we'll explore how creatures survive pressure that would destroy a submarine, learning the biological tricks that keep them alive where humans can't go. Next, we'll uncover the glowing secret of bioluminescence and why over 90% of deep-sea animals produce their own light. Then, we'll meet the ocean's legendary monsters, the anglerfish with its nightmare feeding strategy, giant squids longer than buses, and other creatures so strange scientists are still trying to understand them. By the end, you'll see why the deep ocean isn't just Earth's last frontier, but possibly its most alien environment. Ready to dive deeper? How do you survive pressure 1,000 times stronger than at sea level? At the bottom of the Mariana Trench, the water pressure reaches over 8 tons per square inch, enough to crush a human skull like an eggshell. Yet fish swim there effortlessly. The secret lies in what these creatures don't have: air spaces. Unlike us, deep-sea animals have no lungs filled with gas. Their bodies are mostly water and gel-like tissues that can't be compressed. Some fish have special proteins that keep their cells working under extreme pressure. Others have flexible bones instead of rigid skeletons. It's like being built entirely of materials that don't fight the squeeze. Researchers estimate these adaptations took millions of years to evolve. But surviving pressure is only half the battle down here. Sunlight vanishes completely below 3,300 feet, creating an eternal midnight. Imagine living your entire life in absolute darkness, where photosynthesis is impossible and plants can't grow. How does anything eat? Deep-sea creatures have evolved 3 strategies. Some are scavengers, waiting for dead whales and fish to sink down from above like manna from heaven. A single whale carcass can feed an entire ecosystem for years. Others are active hunters, with enormous eyes that capture every photon of light, or terrifying teeth to grab anything that moves. The third group has solved darkness in the most spectacular way imaginable. They make their own light. This brings us to one of the ocean's most beautiful and eerie phenomena. What if your body was a living flashlight? Bioluminescence is biological light created through chemical reactions inside an organism's body. Over 90% of deep-sea creatures can glow, making it one of nature's most common adaptations in the abyss. But how does it work? Special organs called photophores contain a molecule called luciferin that reacts with oxygen, catalyzed by an enzyme called luciferase. The result? Cold light with almost no heat, far more efficient than any human light bulb. But why glow in the dark? Some fish use it as camouflage, matching the faint light from above to hide their silhouette from predators below. Others flash patterns to communicate or find mates in the endless black. The most sinister use? Luring prey close enough to strike. Speaking of which, let's meet the master of deadly deception. The anglerfish might be the ocean's most terrifying predator. Picture this: a monster with teeth like needles, a mouth that opens wider than its body, and a glowing lure dangling in front of its face like a fishing rod. That lure is actually a modified spine filled with bioluminescent bacteria. In the pitch-black abyss, small fish see the glowing bait and swim closer, thinking it's food or a potential mate. Big mistake. The anglerfish can strike in milliseconds, its jaw unhinging to swallow prey nearly as large as itself. Even stranger, male anglerfish are tiny parasites that bite onto females and fuse permanently, sharing her bloodstream for life. Scientists think this bizarre reproduction evolved because finding a mate in darkness is nearly impossible. The anglerfish proves that down here, evolution favors the strange. But there's something even larger lurking. For centuries, sailors told tales of kraken, monsters that could sink ships. They weren't entirely wrong. The giant squid, Architeuthis dux, can grow over 40 feet long, with eyes the size of dinner plates, the largest eyes in the animal kingdom. These massive invertebrates hunt in the deep twilight zone, using their enormous eyes to detect faint silhouettes of prey. Their 8 arms and 2 longer tentacles are lined with powerful sucker rings edged with sharp teeth. Until 2004, scientists had never filmed a living giant squid in its natural habitat. Why? They live between 1,000 and 3,000 feet deep and are extremely elusive. Some researchers estimate only a few thousand exist worldwide. Even larger is the colossal squid, with rotating hooks on its tentacles. These titans battle sperm whales in the deep, locked in fights we're only beginning to understand. What other monsters are still waiting to be discovered? Let's separate fact from fiction about the deep ocean. Myth 1. The megalodon still lives in the deep. Truth. This giant shark went extinct 3.6 million years ago. There's no credible evidence and no food source large enough to support a 60-foot predator in the deep. Myth 2. Deep-sea creatures are always massive. Truth. Most are actually quite small. While giant squids exist, the average deep-sea fish is less than a foot long. Myth 3. The ocean floor is empty and lifeless. Truth. Scientists discover new species on almost every deep-sea expedition. One leading explanation is that extreme isolation has created thousands of unique ecosystems we haven't explored yet. We've investigated less than 5% of the ocean floor. The truth? The deep sea is far stranger and more diverse than any myth. Now, let's test what you've learned. Time for a quick knowledge check. Question 1. What allows deep-sea fish to survive crushing pressure? Is it A. Super strong bones, B. Bodies made mostly of water and gel, or C. Special air tanks? The answer is B. Question 2. What percentage of deep-sea creatures can produce bioluminescence? Is it A. About 25%, B. Around 50%, or C. Over 90%? The answer is C. Over 90%. Final question. What does the anglerfish use to attract prey? Is it A. Sound waves, B. A bioluminescent lure, or C. Electric shocks? Correct answer, B. A glowing lure filled with bacteria. How did you do? These adaptations aren't just trivia. They represent millions of years of evolution solving impossible problems. But why should we care about creatures we'll probably never see? The deep ocean isn't just a curiosity. It's essential to life on Earth. These dark waters regulate our climate by absorbing carbon dioxide and distributing heat around the planet. Deep-sea organisms have already revolutionized medicine and technology. The green fluorescent protein from jellyfish, which works like bioluminescence, won a Nobel Prize and is now used in cancer research. Enzymes from deep-sea bacteria help PCR testing, the same technology used for COVID tests. Scientists think deep-sea vents, where superheated water meets cold ocean, might be where life on Earth began billions of years ago. Studying these creatures helps us understand how life could exist on other planets with extreme conditions. When we destroy deep-sea habitats through mining or pollution, we lose potential cures and solutions we haven't discovered yet. There's still so much we don't know. Despite decades of research, the deep ocean keeps its secrets. Scientists estimate that 91% of ocean species remain undiscovered and undescribed. We don't fully understand how deep-sea ecosystems recover from disturbance, or how climate change affects creatures living miles below the surface. The mystery of the bloop, an ultra-low frequency sound detected in 1997, was only recently attributed to ice quakes, but other unexplained sounds continue to puzzle researchers. How do giant squids and sperm whales locate each other in total darkness for their epic battles? Why do some creatures migrate thousands of feet vertically every night? What new bioluminescent chemicals are waiting to be discovered? Every expedition to the deep brings more questions than answers. Researchers think we're decades away from mapping even half of the ocean floor. The abyss is Earth's final frontier, and it's calling us to explore. Today, we descended 36,000 feet into the Mariana Trench and discovered how bizarre life becomes under crushing pressure and eternal darkness. We learned how deep-sea creatures survive with gel-like bodies that don't compress, why over 90% glow with bioluminescence for hunting and communication, and how the anglerfish uses a living lure to catch prey in the pitch-black abyss. We met giant squids with eyes the size of dinner plates, and separated myths from truth about deep-sea monsters. The deep ocean isn't just alien, it's essential to our planet's health, and holds secrets that could change medicine, technology, and our understanding of life itself. If you're fascinated by Earth's hidden worlds, hit that subscribe button for more explorations. Drop a comment. Which deep-sea creature amazed you most? The abyss is waiting. Keep exploring.